just a quick update for you metalheads. Yeah, this is my band, The Devil's Advocate, so if you like metal, check us out. Whoop! Swag! What's good, YouTube? The Nobleflame here, bringing you guys another black and white 2 OU battle, and yeah, so not black and white 2, but Pokemon X and Y are actually looking pretty sick. Like, I'm digging the starters now. You know, 5th gen, I didn't really like the starters, but yeah, no, Chepson just looks like he's gonna evolve into something badass, and everyone stop hating on Furoki because he's a little cutie pie, and I'm sure that he's not gonna look that stupid for the entire evolution chain. But yeah, so today we have a match against Mr. I don't know your name face, because yeah, I forgot to write down his name, and then he DC'd from the Smoggin chat. So yeah, I don't really have a name, and before you say anything, I am completely aware that this team is uber Mamoswine weak. I actually didn't realize it until after I had this battle, but yeah, Mamoswine just takes a giant dump on this team. So it's a good thing I didn't run into one of those. So yeah, this is like my first game in over 2 months. Like, I just didn't really see a point of playing if I couldn't record. And let me explain what happened, because basically my computer broke. I had a broken DC port, so I sent it into Geek Squad, and they're like, "Yeah, you have a broken DC port." And I was like, "Okay, can you send it into repairs?" And they did. And then I sent it back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it just needed to be power cycled." So basically on HPs, you just gotta take out the battery and press the power button like 10 times just to get all the excess power out. So I did that, and it worked, but I still wasn't charging. So I was like, "Okay, what the fuck?" So I brought it back in. They're like, "Oh yeah, you have a broken DC port." And I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch." So they sent it back in, and then it actually turned out to be the battery, so I just took out the battery, and my PC works fine now. So enough about rambling. Let's take a look at our team. I have a actually tried out a Pain Split Protect Will-O-Wisp Flamethrower, especially defensive Ninetales, because I don't know, I didn't realize that Ninetales got Pain Split, so I wanted to try that out because, you know, now he has you know, an arguably a viable way of staying in the game longer. And yeah, so that's always nice because it gives you a nice advantage over the other weather Pokemon like Politoed and Tyranitar, who do not have a recovery move. I don't think they do. Maybe they get rest, but rest, I wouldn't really categorize rest as a viable, reliable recovery move. So yeah, so got defensive Donphan, Expert Belted Latios, Choice Scarf, Landorus Therian form, standard Venusaur with Chlorophyll, and a Dragon Dance Outrage Moxie Salamence, just because, you know, it's always hilarious when you get the Salamence suite, because it's just funny as fuck. Alright, let's get on to the battle. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and lead out with my Donphan just to get my rocks up right away, as he leads in with his Rachi. And just like I said, I don't really care if he paralyzes me, because I just figured this was the standard Paraflinch Jirachi, but he goes for the Iron Hand right away. That pretty much told me that he didn't have Body Slam, that he had Thunder Wave instead. So I send out my my Ninetales just to check if he had Thunder Wave, because I don't want my Landorus getting paralyzed if he has Body Slam. So I do that. I go for the Protect, but he ends up switching out, so that pretty much told me that he does. Actually, that didn't really tell me anything, but so he just predicted me to Protect, I guess, or a Will-O-Wisp or something. So he goes into his Chansey, and I can't really do anything to this thing. I guess I get Pain Split, but that's pretty much it. So I go into my Landorus, and he ends up toxing me, but that really doesn't bother me whatsoever, because you know, it's a Scarf Landorus that's not really going to be staying in the game that long. So he sends in his Ferrothorn, but I predict that and go for the U-turn just to try and get some momentum on my team, because obviously you're not going to stay in against a Landorus when they're carrying superpower up in this bitch. But yeah, so I go into my Venusaur, and right here, you're going to see on later in the game, he makes a really weird move, but me sending in my Venusaur pretty much should have told him that I had Hidden Power Fire. So I know he's gonna switch out into the Heatran. That's extremely obvious, because why would you not? Because Heatran just walls the fuck out of Venusaur. So I switch into Landorus Therian form, and I scare him out again, and I go for the U-turn as he brings in his Hippowdon and sets up his own weather. So, yeah, I don't really remember what I do. I had this game like a week ago. I've just been really lazy in recording it. So yeah, I do go back into my Venusaur, and right here, I just go straight for the Giga Drain because I figured that I've been making some really early game predictions, and he might predict me to over-predict and switch out or something. So, but he doesn't, and he just goes straight back into his Heatran, which obviously I should have seen coming, because why would you not? That's the safest move and the most obvious move to make. So I gotta switch out because I don't really want to take up any fire moves, because Venusaur does not enjoy those fire moves. So I go into my Ninetales, and I knew he was gonna go for the Earth Power, but I didn't really care, because, you know, I'm a Ninetales and I'm heavily defensive in, heavily invested in special defense, but that does a lot. Holy shit, that does over half. So I'm pretty sure that might have killed me if he got, max damage, but I'm not really sure. So I switch out now, and I go into my Salamence, because I was pretty certain that he was Specs, because that did way too much in my head. I don't know, maybe he's just that strong, and I notice he doesn't have Leftovers Recovery or Life Orb Recoil or anything like that. So I go into my Salamence, and I just go straight for the Earthquake. And the reason I didn't go for the Dragon Dance just yet, because he does have Hippowdon, and Hippowdons do carry Roar or Whirlwind usually. So I switch out and I go into my G6, just because I knew he was going to go for the Stealth Rocks, so I just want to get those out right away, because Salamence and Ninetales do not enjoy dem rocks, because they make them hurt themselves and whatnot. They don't hurt themselves, but they get hurt. So now he's going to go for the Earthquake, and I'm just going to stay in and go for the Rapid Spin, obviously, like I just said. And yeah, he can't really do anything to me, so I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into my Venusaur, because I noticed that all he has to hurt me with is Earthquake, basically. So here's the weird move that he makes. He ends up, I guess he predicted me to over-predict and switch out, because I did that last time. But I go straight for the Hidden Power Fire, just because I don't really know why, because Heatran was really obvious. So yeah, I guess he just predicted me to over-predict, but I don't, and it's gonna cost him his Fortress. And yeah, so now he sends out his Landorus normal form, and I go into my Latios, just because I really didn't know what kind of Landorus this was. So I decided to go into Latios because I actually can't tell you. I guess I figured I could live a Hidden Power Ice if he had it. So now I'm gonna go into my Donphan, just because I know it's a physical variant now. And yeah, so now I'm gonna switch out again, and I'm gonna go into my Landorus Therian form, and he's gonna go for the counter. And I don't really know why he did that, because I don't know, I couldn't really do anything to him anyway. And I guess I don't really know why he made this. This was a really strange move too. Landoruses do carry superpower, so I don't really know why he sacked his Heatran, because his Heatran was basically his like perfect counter to my Venusaur. So I don't know, that's just me. Like, I wouldn't have done that, but yeah. So now I'm gonna switch into excuse me. I'm gonna switch into Ninetales, as he just goes for the Protect. And yeah, so now I'm gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp as he paralyzes me, which I really don't care, because pretty much his old moveset is probably Wish, Protect, Thunder Wave, and Iron Head, and Iron Head's not gonna do jack shit to me if he's burned. So yeah, I really didn't care. So now he's just gonna go for the Iron Head, and I would have predicted the switch into my Venusaur, but I don't know, that's just me. So now I'm gonna switch again into my Landorus, as he switches out into his own Landorus, but I was predicting him to switch into his Chansey, and maybe he predicted that, but I'm not really sure. So now I learned that this Landorus isn't Scarfed. I don't know, I just thought in my head that it was Scarfed. I don't really remember why. I guess because I didn't see Lefty's recovery, but I'm pretty sure it might be Life Orb. I can't remember if it attacked anything. Well, it did attack my Latios, but he did miss. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Ice Shard, just in case he overpredicts, you know, just that just to get that big damage. But yeah, so I can't really do anything to this Rachi except for Earthquake, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that as he goes for the Protect. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he switches out here, because why would you take unnecessary damage on your Jirachi? Because that can really help you. you know, embrace the hacks, guys. Jirachi is a really good Pokemon if you want to get really lucky and just flinch hacks people to death. And I'm just going to go for another Earthquake as he sends in his Hippowdon, his not T-Tar, and we're just going to exchange Earthquakes. And this was part of the reason why this game was so long, because there was a lot of terms of me and him just exchanging Earthquakes on these two Pokemon. And I go for the Ice Shard here, and I don't really know why. I guess I thought it did more, but, you know, lack of stab and it only being 40 base power. That's a reasonable amount, I guess, but, yeah, now I'll go for the U-turn. I don't really know why I did that. I just kind of figured that it might do more or something, and, I pay for it because he gets a Slack off, and, yeah, so I send in my Latios, because, I figured that his only attacking move has to be Earthquake. So, yeah, I just go for the Draco Meteor, and he sends in his Chansey, but that Chansey is not going to enjoy that damage whatsoever. And he makes another really weird play. I really don't know why he did this. He stays in instead of getting off the Soft Boil or the Wish or something, he goes for the Toxic, and he loses his Chansey on a -6 Draco Meteor. Like, what the fuck? His Chansey could have been such a big help in this game. I really don't know why he did that. But yeah, now I'm at -6, so I obviously can't stand, so I'm going to go into my Ninetales, and yeah, Ninetales is going to do some work on this Rachi. Again, making really weird moves that I don't really know why. So instead of going for the Wish now, or the Protect now and getting all his health back, he decides he's going to try and hacks me by going for the Iron Head, but it doesn't work out, and I just kill him with a Flamethrower. So, yeah, Okame's doing work. Woo! So, yeah, I'm just going to go back into my G6 now that he has this Landers, because, you know, I completely wall it. I don't think he has Hidden Power Ice, or he would have used it. And, yeah, he is Life Orb. I just see that now. And I'm going to go for the Ice Shard. And, you know, Quad, super effective. It's going to kill that thing every time from that range. So, yeah, I believe this is the last Pokemon. And, yeah, so a 6-0 to start off the new year and to get back into the gist of things, into the swing of things, I mean. But, yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the battle. I think there's a couple turns left of me just Earthquaking him to death. And, he does decide to Whirlwind me, but he Whirlwinds me into Venusaur. And Venusaur is just gonna destroy this not T-Tar for days. But, yeah, that's the battle. Good game, Anonymous, I guess. I don't really... Yeah. So, yeah, this is the part where I ramble. I was thinking about doing a Civilization 5 playthrough. I don't know if you guys want to see that, but, yeah, that could be a thing. And, I got Dark Souls, but I really don't know what to do with the mod, because there's like, some weird glitch where, on the PC version, because, you know, it's a shit port, like, the right side of my screen is just completely black, and I don't really know why. And, yeah, the graphics are pieces of shit and don't work. And, Durante's fix doesn't seem to be working. So, yeah, so until next time, guys, I'm the Noble Flame, and I'll see you later.